Welcome back, everybody, to For Goodness Take. Today, we have Delaware State guard John Crosby. John, how are you today?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, thank you. So today we're going to talk some basketball, banter back and forth, and all that good stuff. To kick it
Okay.
off, what were the first 2 points you've ever scored?
First 2 points was probably when I was 12 or 13. I played BNBL for Recreation Center in Baltimore at Bentlow Rec. And that's the first time I ever scored. It was probably like 12 or 13.
Started pretty late.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. I started pretty late. All my friends were already into it. And I didn't know what a layup line was, nothing. It took me a little while. I didn't know anything, but I think I went to summer camp one year, and then I just got better from there.
So before you were playing basketball at 12 or 13, what were you doing before then?
I started off, I tried every sport at first. I went to some camp that had like every sport. So I started off playing football. I quit. I went to try boxing, quit, and I played baseball for probably a whole season and then quit. But then basketball, I started playing because I had an older cousin who was a girl, and she used to beat me all the time playing basketball. So yeah, I was like, I gotta get good so I could beat her. And then after that, I just fell in love with the game after that.
So you can say you can beat her now, though, for sure, right? Every game?
Oh yeah, we had a rematch when I started playing varsity, and I played her again. I beat her. I beat her twice. So
So that debate's all nice and settled. She doesn't talk about it
yeah,
anymore.
it's all settled now. She bring up the old games when I was younger, but yeah, she know now.
So like she brings up the old games and you're like, okay, what about like the games now that actually matter?
Exactly. That's what I be saying. She don't play now, so I can't even get her back or nothing. So I just gotta, live with my 2 wins.
So right when you started beating her, is that when you realized you can start going somewhere with basketball?
Yeah, by that time I think I had already started picking up college interests and talking to her about schools and stuff like that. So she was happy for me. She was proud of me because she played JUCO. And that's still big for our area to go anywhere playing ball or doing anything with it. So when she heard that I was getting interest from, certain schools, she was definitely like, I gotta keep going, and she proud of me.
Give me some more information on the schools talking to you. So like which schools were talking to you? Why'd you commit to Dayton? Give me all that info first.
I think the first school I was offered by was Rutgers. I had a real good relationship with Eddie Jordan at the time, and I think I was really excited to get that first offer from them. And I think I really at the time I really wanted to go there going into my junior year, and I think he lost the job or something happened. And then from there, I started picking up more offers. I had Indiana, Rhode Island was on me pretty heavy. It was Dayton, BCU, a lot of 18 schools, and then I had Maryland came in real late, and that was always like a dream to go to Maryland. So when I got a Maryland offer, it was just bad timing, and I think I was going into my senior year, but I had already had a real good relationship with Dayton, and I was real close to committing, and then Maryland came in. And I still, like I said, it was my dream school. So I wanted to entertain it and see, still going to visit, take my time with it. But I think it kind of just would have thrown off everything. I already had a plan. I think I was already locked in with University of Dayton. So that's basically what it came down to, Maryland or Dayton. And then I wound up choosing Dayton.
What about Dayton was so special to you?
It was the visit. It told me everything I needed to know when I went on my visit. Arch and the guys was super supportive. I think the system, everything, the way the guys were, when I came to play pickup with them, it was like I was already on the team. I wound up hanging with them just throughout the day. We was competing so hard in practice, it was crazy. I thought we weren't even gonna be friends. Scooch and Daryl Davis, some of them guys, we got into it. I fouled them a couple times. They fouled me. It was crazy how hard we were competing, but afterwards we were so close. So that was kind of I felt like family, kind of choosing Dayton. So And they were recruiting me so like the longest probably. Like they were very consistent with the recruitment. I never went a week without talking to them or at least catching up with them. So I felt like they was the most consistent out of all the schools. And at the time I wanted to major in like engineering going into college. Like that was my thing in high school. We had like an engineering program, and I think I had my mind set on majoring in engineering, and they were probably like one of the only schools that supported it, like being a basketball player and still allowing me to pick the major that I wanted. But so it was just like a crazy support from the fans, coaches, the players on the team. It was just like it just felt like home.
Personally, I didn't expect Dayton to blow up last year like they did, but since you were part of
Mm-hmm.
that program for such a long time, did you kind of see that coming?
Definitely. It's more so like the players, like the guys that we had, even with Obi sitting out and Costa sat out a year, just like the way the team was building, I think we had like a bunch of pieces and everybody bought into the system. And I just felt like in the A10, like who we were competing against, it just was like I felt like it was gonna be a year where we just like dominate, whether I was there or not. I just felt like the way the guys we were bringing in and even with the new coaching staff, I felt like their approach was, they came in with like an NBA style offense. Just like the way our practice was set up, it was a lot more ball screens and I felt like with our personnel with Obi and Jalen and then all the guys surrounding that, Trey, Ryan Micel, like I just felt like it had to be a breakout year coming sooner or later.
Yeah, that team looked incredible from top to bottom. But
Yeah,
during your
and
3 years there, what were some main takeaways for you?
definitely just the high intensity, the high level practices, like because you get used to when you like the main guy in high school, it's pretty much like practice is just like, walk through and you just come to brush up on things and like when you get in the game, you're gonna play a certain amount of minutes. Like pretty much it's kind of almost given to you when you one of the better players. So coming to college and going to Dayton and every guy is that guy in their hometown or everybody coming with something different and can bring a lot to the table to win. So you gotta really stand out and find different ways to compete and get minutes. So it was just probably the competitive nature and practices that made me like pay attention to small details, like all the small things. I learned so many like small things that I really didn't know. I thought it was always like if you're the best ball handler or the best player, like you would play, but it's a lot more that go into it. Like even the lifestyle, just being a professional, before you even become a professional, just like the way you gotta represent yourself around the community. We did a lot of community service. And when I got to Dayton, it was almost like the whole town knew who we were. Like, so it was like you were representing the whole, just pretty much the whole state of Ohio, because it's not even just Dayton fans. Like, um, I could be in Columbus and run into a Dayton fan or, outside of so it's like anywhere you go, you representing the University of Dayton. So that was big for me coming from Baltimore and just like, it's really small. Like Baltimore is a small city, but everybody knows each other and it's pretty much like always competition to be the main guy. But when I got to Dayton, there was love from everywhere, teachers in the community, people people inviting us to their church to talk, like going to Walmart, knowing people. It just was so much support and love. So I definitely grew when I got to Dayton, just always being ready to represent the school in a good way.
Dayton sounds like an incredible place to play basketball at. I mean, that culture has shifted so much in the past like 5 years to a decade with the new coach being brought in and the team
Yeah,
being built up now. So what made you decide to transfer from Dayton to Delaware State?
it was a tough decision. I think going into my senior year, I had been there 3 years. I played for Arch, and now I played a season with Anthony Grant. And my whole takeaway from it was, it kind of I looked at it like pros and cons of leaving. And one of the things I wanted to do was to really, really give myself the best chance to play professional. And sky's the limit, NBA, whatever opportunity. I wanted to give myself the best opportunity to do so. And in those 3 years at Dayton, I made a lot of sacrifices and changed my game up a lot to, so we could win. And in this last year that I had, I knew I just wanted to go all out with a bang and play somewhere where I knew I would, be able to play my game and show what I can showcase and do some of the things that I did last year. Not that I wouldn't be able to do those things, but it was a lot more of a role playing. I had to play my role at Dayton, and when I got to DSU, one of the things was I was able to really show what I could do.
So is DSU the only school that offered you that opportunity to be the real John Crosby? Or did other schools kind of say like, okay, we'll offer you can do whatever you want, and you're the star player of the team?
Yeah, it was a few schools. Southern Utah definitely was one of the schools that I think I would fit very well into what they had going on. They had a lot of bigs, got shooters, and they was just looking for a guy who could run the show, play point guard, And I think that would have been a good fit for me. And it was a couple other schools. But I think what stood out about Del State the most was it was a HBCU and it was close to home. It just gave me a different feel. Going to Dayton for 3 years is like totally different. Just like homecoming and spring fling. It's a lot of different things culture-wise that DSU brought to the table that wasn't even just basketball. And my family got to see me play 10, 15, 20 times this year, in which they didn't have in the 3 years I was at Dayton. So going to Southern Utah, which is further than Dayton, it just was like, it was kind of like a no-brainer when I got the opportunity that I could go to a HBCU close to home and not even really just being John Crosby. I really, in my mind, going into the situation, I thought like the team that we had coming in, I thought we were going to really, make some noise in the MEAC. But other teams were good, so it went otherwise. But I still think all in all, like it was a good decision because outside of basketball, like I said, the homecomings and some of the people I met, it was definitely a good experience.
It was definitely a great choice as well because the whole world got to see what you could truly do on the court. And also Delaware State fans got a much needed, incredible score for their team and kind of like a spark plug for them. So let's take a step back. A10 and the MEAC. What's been the biggest difference between the two?
MEAC and A10. A10 is really, really competitive every game. Like the road games are crazy. The biggest difference I would say is probably the school support. That was one. Just like the amount of fans that tune into each game, and even like I said on the road, and the 18 games were not sweet at all. Like sold out games, the whole town is involved. Pulling up the VCU, and you see the guys out there like camping out to go to the games, like that experience, college game day, like those things, like playing Alabama on a Thursday night and the whole school's there, like it was like the experience, like far as the fans, was way different. But the crazy thing is when you came to the MEAC, those road games were packed, small environments with people on the court yelling at you. Like it was a different kind of hype, I guess. Like it wasn't 13,000 like how it was at Dayton, but it'd be a few thousand in the gym, but it feel like they're on the court with you. So it's like, I don't know. That was definitely, I seen it was a big difference, like the way the games were hyped. And another thing is just like, I think in the A10, I think the scheme of the game is a lot different. The way it's played, I think in the MEAC, it's very, very like free fall. A lot of teams were pressing, doing 2-2-1s, boxing one I seen a few times in some of the games I played. Like I haven't seen that in the A10. Guys usually play man to man or if anything zone, a few possessions, might switch it up. But the schemes were more so like take away the best player and let the other guys beat you. So every game was it got harder and harder as the season went on for me to score or do things that I was able to do early in the year before film came out and stuff. So yeah, that was very different too. Like just the way guys game plan and the structure of the game was a lot different.
What team was the hardest to play in the MEAC on the road?
I think NC Central, North Carolina Central is a really, really good team with a really, really good coach. well coached. I think they won it the last 4 years. So with all that pedigree, and then it's in the part of North Carolina, and I think it's just very like the game was like a party, kind of like it was like we got to the game, like they got people dancing, like it's just so much fun when the game's turned on, like and you playing against a good team that got that much support, and the game just got rowdy, and I think it's hard to play in that environment when you're playing against a good team like that. So I would say they probably the toughest team I played in the MEAC, but it's almost like the same with North Carolina A&T too, because it was hard to play in that too. It was like, once again, it was like a big party, everybody dancing, cheerleaders there on the floor, people yelling at you courtside, and you playing against a good team with a good coach who, so I think both of those teams were the hardest to play. And then we both played both of those guys on the road, so it didn't help much that we had to play them on the road.
Okay, these MEAC games sound pretty intense. So what's been the craziest thing to ever happen to you during a MEAC game, before a MEAC game, or post a MEAC game?
Craziest thing. Craziest thing that happened. I'm not even sure. It'd be hard. I guess like one MEAC game we played South Carolina State, and we played them on the road. And it's like a weird like boys and girls club. I think the gym was like really, really old. Like, and the way the gym was, it had like a bowl field. So it was a bowl and people were standing up top. And then there was people on the floor literally. But like right before the game, they had class. So we walked we walked into the game and they had class like right outside the gym. So the whole class just watching us shoot around and walk in, like yelling at us, saying stuff to us, like you a bum, like knowing our names and stuff. Like, and we had a 7-foot on our team. They was talking about him, calling him Taco Fall, like yelling at the coaches. Like it was crazy. Like our coach had to like get into it with one of the guys, like, man, can you tell them to stop saying stuff to me? Like they were really right there, like in our face, like yelling at us and knew everything about us, like, and that was crazy for me. I'm just like, how did they let them on the court with us? Like they right here, like they could really touch me right here. Like that was crazy for it to be a college game like that. I'm like, yeah, you can't even make this up.
Did you guys end up winning that game though?
Then we wound up beating them.
Okay,
We
good.
won by like 5. So yeah, we won by 5. That was one of the games we won. And we was all laughing. They like, y'all not even that good. The refs cheated. Like they yelling stuff at us still on the way to the bus. I was like, yeah, we gotta get up out of here, man.
Were you guys talking any mess to them on your way out?
Oh yeah, definitely. I had a couple players on my team that was talking trash. I was just laughing at them though. I don't really talk much trash. I just be laughing, man. I had a good game that game. So they was on my back, like, you can't do it again. Do it again. That's luck. I'm like, all right. I was just laughing, like, man, this game. I had a lot of fun that game though, and I had a few people like from Baltimore go to South Carolina State, so I seen them after, and like it was all love. Like it was definitely one of the funnest games I had this season.
How was your defense that game?
I had like a couple steals. We played like we played zone most of the game, but I definitely remember I was on defense that game. I had a couple steals. I blocked a dunk. Like I chased somebody down, blocked their shot. Like I was locked in that game. I think I was locked in on both ends. So overall, I think I definitely had a good game defensively.
Okay. Speaking about lockdown defense, we all know you played some high-level ball before at Dayton. You played in the MEAC, but you also played for We Are One and Team Mellow in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So what has been the hardest player for you to guard ever?
Hardest player? Oh, man. Off top, I definitely would say Tyler Eulis. And
Oh,
Tyler Eulis was hard to guard, and he could play in the pick and roll so well at that age. Like, I think I played him going into the senior year, so he's like 17 and under. And the way he was just reading the ball screens, and it really wasn't nothing we could do with him. Like, he could go by you, or he could set a ball screen, get somebody a shot. Like, he was definitely hard to guard. I remember just watching him, like the way he play. I'm like, bro, he really just doing whatever he wanted at this point. Like, there's nothing we could do. And another matchup, I played against him a few times, but it was all respect. We got to meet each other at Reebok Camp. Was I would say Emmanuel Moody definitely was hard to
Ooh.
guard. Hard to guard, athletic, bigger guard. Yeah, he was one guy like I matched up with a few times that I was like, yeah, I can see why he I can see why he's ranked number one in the country right now, whatever he was at the time. But yeah, those are some good players I played against. But I played against like so many good players, but those guys were like on another level at the time. It was just like, yeah, these guys pro ready now. Like,
Were you assigned to guard him before the game, or it just kind of happened during the game that you started picking him up?
yeah, during the like before the game and the first time we matched up was Reebok Camp. So during the game, the coach just was like, have fun, go out there and try to stand out and do something different or kind of. So I took it as though I'm like, I'm just gonna pick whoever bringing the ball up full court. Like it's Reebok Camp though, so that's not normal for a guy to do. So as soon as I seen who was bringing the ball up the court, I'm like, oh, I got guard Maggie Booty. So that's how I went, man. I'm like, all right, I guess this is my matchup. Like I picked him up, I'm guarding him full court, and I was just like, yeah, I couldn't speed him up. Like he was just playing at his own pace, chilling, just getting in the lane, both hand finishes. I'm like, yeah, he good. He's good.
So like when during the game were you like, okay, this is gonna be a long night for me?
I think he pulled up and like, oh, I was playing good defense. Matter of fact, like I said, I was playing him full court. I'm changing making him change directions. He just, going through it like a drill. But I think the clock was running down, like, and he just really just looked up, like it was just second nature. I'm guarding him, like this crazy defense. I'm like, yeah, that's a stop. He like pulled up like off of 1 foot from like 30, 40 feet out. I swear, like going out of bounds almost and made it. I'm like, oh my God, like, I just did everything possible. Like, and he hit that. I was like, I can't do nothing about that. I was like, yeah, this might be a long night if he hitting that. And I think he hit like another transition three. Like he was coming down full speed. I'm like at the free throw line. I come up to guard him. He just pulled up and hit it. I'm like, yeah. I'm just looking like, yeah, he's pretty good.
Be honest, how much did he give you that night?
I think he probably had like 20 something. He probably definitely had like 24. It was easy though. Like you could tell he was just like, it was going through the motions kind of. He wasn't like going full speed. It was kind of like, you could just tell he was good. Like you couldn't really speed him up. Like he was making shots. He was making the right reads. Like it was real simple, but you could just tell like it's something about him. Like, and then he got like 40-inch vert. Like I'm like, yeah, this guy good. Like,
I mean, you're one of few people who can say they've held a top, I think 5 or 6 pick below 30 points in high school. So you can add that to your list.
yeah, add that to the list. But man, Reebok Camp was amazing. Like that was an amazing experience for me. Like I said, I'm coming from Baltimore, like competing against the guys in my neighborhood, and then going and see Rashad Vaughn, Zach LaVine, Derek Jones was there, and I eventually got a chance to play with him. But there was so many. Donovan Mitchell was there. Justin Simon. Like it was just so many high level players. So it was like every day or even in drills, like you playing against somebody who was top 100. It was just like everybody there was pro ready or high major Division I talent. So it was definitely a great experience for me. I had so much fun, and I got really really close with a lot of those guys and just get to see how they live and get to meet them on a regular, not like outside of basketball, just meet some people like just to see like they regular dudes too. It made me like, all right, I go, what I'm saying, I fit in well. Like I'm working, I'm on the right path. So being in the same room with those guys, the Harrison twins, like I got to meet them cool dudes. So it was definitely an amazing experience for me though. But and Melo Trimble, I forgot because I
Oh,
matched
he
up
went
with
to
him too.
Maryland?
Melo Trimble is one of the hardest guys to guard. Like you can't, cause he got a big frame. So like if you bump him, like he playing through all contact. Like you can't really bump him or get him out of his gear. Like he just changed gears, go right by you. Like he could play slow, fast. Like he could shoot from anywhere. Yeah, he was tough to guard too, and he was killing the whole tournament. He wound up being a McDonald's All-American, but before, like, people didn't even know who he was before Reebok Camp. But he came up there and really was putting on a show. I'm like, like, yeah, can't forget about Melo Trimble.
So let's be honest now. The real reason you don't go to Maryland was because you knew you had to guard Melo Trimble during practice.
That's probably what it was, huh? That man was a bad man. Oh my God. And he went crazy at Maryland. Like, I knew he was gonna do well at Maryland, but the way he did it, I didn't see it coming like that the first 2 years. Like, the way I was just looking like, sheesh. The way he did against Michigan State, like, I was like, yeah, I think it's time to go pro, Melo. Like, I think you're an NBA point guard at this point. Like, yeah. But yeah, Melo, man, he's a dog.
What's crazy is that you can play as all these guys in 2K. It's like Emmanuel Mudiay, Zach LaVine, and everyone else are like, I've guarded them and I've seen them play in person and I played with them, but now they're like on this video game right in front of me.
Exactly.
Does that ever like cross your mind? Is that ever weird for you?
Yeah, definitely. Like, and now that I'm getting older and closer to going into my career and playing pro, it's like these are my peers. So, like, a lot of the guys I'm seeing drafted, like Costas or Obi, like, I'm excited for those guys because these guys who I hang out with, these are my friends, these people I check up on daily, like, really got real love for them. So to see them really live that dream, or, you know, things we talked about for years and years to come, and now it's coming to fruition, or seeing guys play pro is like crazy. So or Derek Jones, for instance, like, playing with him and then seeing him win the dunk contest, like, I'm on like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy. So it's definitely been like crazy to see everybody's dreams come true, or see how everybody, you know, path panned out. And so it'd be crazy to play. And like you said, play with some of these guys and I'm just sitting back playing 2K or something. Like, yeah, like, this is my guy. Like, it's definitely weird sometimes.
I think the world needs to know, though, what's next for John Crosby?
Sky's the limit, man. I definitely, right now I'm looking at just getting my foot in the door. This coronavirus definitely set a lot of things back. I think with Portsmouth being canceled and the 3-on-3 being canceled and some of the All-Star games or the workouts and summer league, I definitely think this is going to postpone, you know, my opportunities of getting like an NBA shot or anything. But I still don't really know. I got an agent now, and we basically just playing a weight game because the draft isn't until October 14th. So right now I'm just working out crazy, just working on my game, working on my body. Just trying, you know, have some fun with the process too. Not going too crazy. Still, you know, relaxing here and there. I just came from Miami last week just to like get away from Baltimore, and going back and forth to Delaware to work out and stuff like that. I've been going up to the 76ers field house just to play pickup with a bunch of guys like Derek Jones come up, Eric Ayala, a bunch of, you know, high level dudes, just to, you know, stay playing and stay active. But yeah, I'm hoping, you know, to get a shot at playing in the NBA, but I'm really got a lot of offers in the Euro League and things like that. So I'm excited about both, honestly. I get to travel the world a little bit. And then next year, if it is a summer league team, hopefully getting on an NBA summer league team.
The EuroLeague teams talking to you, is that like the recruiting process all over you for again? Because it's a bunch of teams reaching out to you and you have to make up your mind where to go and you have to do this,
Yeah.
you have to do that.
It's pretty much the exact same. But I guess now it's like more so directed to my agent more so. So like guys will contact my agent, then my agent will contact me, let me know, tell me what they talking about, where the team's located, like the budget, like stuff like that now that I'm learning more about, because like I said, it's going to my first year pro, I'm hearing new terminology, budgets, and you know, USD versus no taxes. I'm just learning so much now, man. It's like, all right, G League or that. I'm just like trying to take it all in and and just learn as much as I can while just having fun with it. Like I just feel like any of it a blessing. And I'm excited though. I'm excited about my pro career.
Who's reached out to you so far?
It been a ton of teams in Greece, a few teams in Turkey, um, Germany, a few teams in Spain, and I was excited to hear from Barcelona, a team in Barcelona, because I visited there when I was at Dayton, and I got to see what we went to Madrid for 10 days and then Barcelona for 10 days, and I fell in love with Barcelona, so I wouldn't mind playing there for a season, like at all. But yeah, it's been a few, like a lot of countries, but right now, like I guess like pretty much everybody just playing the weight game, seeing how this NBA season pan out, or see how that goes, see how the draft goes. But I think right now just been a lot of interest and just hearing from different teams, but nothing really like locked in with yet. But yeah, it's just been, like I said, I'm just enjoying the process.
The transition from Dayton to Delaware State sounded difficult, but I can't even imagine how difficult to transition from Delaware State to Barcelona or Turkey or Greece would be.
Yeah, yeah. Like the learning a new language or getting around a new country, like it's definitely gonna be like a whole new experience for me. But I think that's part of like I like doing things like that. I like adapting to new cultures or finding my way in different places. It keep me going, like keep me motivated that I'm doing something that somebody dream of doing or would love to have my spot. So that's most of the time that's what keep me getting up at night, just knowing there's people behind me that's really look up to me and want to ask questions about Barcelona or just being able to share some of the experiences that I did, and all of it just really to play basketball, doing something I love to do. So yeah, I'm excited about whatever country I play in, and hopefully it's a bunch of countries or I get to travel more. Might come back to the US to play in the league, G League. I don't know. It just all sounds very exciting for me.
It's like you have your own My Career, like save file on 2K right now.
I'm playing 2K live right now. This 2K is my story, my player right now. I'm living it.
Sounds like so much fun because I know when I play 2K, like the recruiting process like you choose between 5 colleges or whatnot,
Right.
is super exciting for me. But you have like the whole world at your fingertips right now.
Yeah, at this point, it's like I don't know where I'm gonna end up. It's like now I'm a professional. Now I'm getting paid for my services. It's no longer a meal money or college dorm room. It's like real life now. So I'm excited about that, man. Just being able to take care of myself now and help with my family. So I'm excited about the whole thing. It's just all definitely mind blowing to me that I'm at this point in my life where, like you said, I'm able to pick and choose what country I'm ready to live in or what team I'm gonna play with or hearing from NBA GMs or whatever next. Like I'm just excited about the whole process.
When that first paycheck comes in, what's the first thing you're getting?
I don't even know, man. I always thought it would be a car, but now I'm getting older. Like I just feel like I don't know. I think I'll probably like do something real nice for my mom or something. Like I think that's probably the first thing I spend. I'll probably get my mom a new car or something. Like my mom got like an older car. She been driving for a while. I feel like I'd probably go get her something nice or something like that.
Okay, well, don't let her hear this because that'll ruin the
Yeah, I
surprise.
can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't let her hear this. I
If
gotta
she's
just pull up
watching
with a
it,
new car.
tell her tell her like send her the link to this. Tell her to skip to this part in the video and then pull up in like a brand new Beamer or something. I don't know
Exactly
what
right.
you had in
Yeah,
mind.
that'd be a nice video.
Get featured on SportsCenter like all the other athletes do when they get something for their mom.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably something I would do. I always thought like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a big house and everything. I just felt like, yeah, now that I'm older, I ain't even in a rush to really spend no money. I think everything good right now where it's at. Like far as the way I'm living, I'm comfortable. So right now I ain't really in a rush to go like spend a bunch of money, but I definitely gonna do something nice for my mom.
That's great to hear. So I'm gonna switch gears on you now. This is called the speed round. I'm going to say a word, and you're going to say a phrase or a memory or a sentence or do an action. Whatever comes to your mind first, speak it, say it, do it, whatever suits you
Mhm.
best.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
ISO.
ISO. I think ISO is. I hit a game winner. ISO. I had hit a dude with a behind the back step back. I think he almost fell and everything. It was off an ISO play, and I hit the game winner my first game at DSU. That ISO come to mind when I that come to mind.
Baltimore.
Crab cake. If you ever come to Baltimore,
Oh,
I think you should have a crab cake. We have the best in the world, I think, personally. But you gotta go to a spot called Moe's. If you're ever in Baltimore, try the crab cake for
I
sure.
went to College Park, and I didn't get any crab cakes, which I think
You
was a
didn't get no
huge
crab cake?
mistake. Didn't get a
You
crab cake.
got if you come back
I
to the
messed
Maryland
up.
area, get you a crab cake. You're not gonna be disappointed.
My friend that I went with is a super picky eater, and I was like, "Let's get seafood. We're in Maryland," and he's like, "No, I don't. That's disgusting." And I was like,
He got
"You
he
can have a
gotta
burger and
try
fries
it.
in Cali. You can't have
Yes,
the nicest
that's
crab cakes in the world in Cali."
That's what I tell everybody. If you get a chance to eat something different, at least just try it. Cause like you
Exactly.
can always have burger and fries, chicken strips and fries. That's everywhere, like anywhere.
Exactly. We went to this restaurant near Georgetown, like took a little train there, and just had
Oh yeah,
like
they
a
got some
burger and fries. And I'm like, I was sitting there at the
they
restaurant
and they
thinking
got some good spots in that area too.
it was a nice restaurant, but I was just sitting there thinking about what could have been with like the crab cakes, some
Right, a
tartar
big
sauce.
platter. Yep. Yeah, y'all could have
Moving
ate
on,
good.
how about Under Armour?
Under Armour. I think when I hear Under Armour, I think Baltimore. What they doing for the community, some of the courts they rebuilding, like Under Armour. That's like almost. I just think home for real. Like they brought like Steph Curry to the community. Like Steph Curry been in Baltimore a lot now because of the Under Armour relationship and all the other players he brings. Dennis Smith came to the city. Like I just feel like Under Armour just doing a lot for Baltimore. I think we got family ties when it comes to Under Armour. So that feel like Under Armour. I'm thinking home. Every time I see Under Armour, I'm just like I feel like that's our brand, Baltimore.
Okay. How about High Flyer?
High flyer. I think of Derek Jones. Obi Toppin. Those some high flying dudes, man. Costas, Trey could get up too. Trey Landers, that yeah, Trey could get up. Um, man, Kyle Davis could get up. That graduated from Dayton. It's a lot of high flying dudes, but definitely I seen Derek Jones do a between the legs dunk in his socks. Like no stretch, nothing. We just walked in the gym, and when he did that, I said, "Yeah, he's a high flyer."
Okay, I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I said I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it at all. He didn't even put any shoes on.
Who'd win a dunk contest, Derek Jones Jr. or Obi Toppin?
I don't know. I gotta go with Derek since he already did it. And I think when I seen him do those dunks, it was crazy because I'm in my head. I'm thinking like these are just regular for him. Like I've seen him do these like on the regular, like, and he's using these same dunks in the dunk contest and won it. I'm like, bro, I seen him do this like after practice before, like just playing around. Like he get to the league and still doing it, and like I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. He won that easily. I think.
I don't think he tried. I don't think he
Yeah,
ever does with that.
I think he ain't even going his bag. I think he was just that was a warm up dunks, like for real.
Last but not least, John Crosby.
Me, man, I think a lot of guys when they hear or what I did last year think I'm a scorer, but I think this year I'm gonna really show people like I can really run a team. I'm a point guard. I'm really a pass first point guard, but the last couple years or the last year allowed me to, show off a different side. Like I can score if needed, but I think when I hear my name, I really want guys to understand like I'm going to do whatever it take to win, and I really am a point guard.
Would you rather get
And I
20
think
assists or 50 points?
what I rather,
Yeah.
I would definitely rather 20 assists, definitely. But I scored 40 before too, so it's like I know what it feels like. I scored 40. I think my highest scoring game I had 46 in high school. I had like a 36-point game, 34-point game against Jacksonville State this year. Like, but I really love when I could just dump it off to a guy, get an assist, like, or kick it to somebody wide open. Like, I don't know, it's just a different surge in the team. Like, it brings a different energy to me when I get to get an assist.
I'm going to switch it up on you one more time. This is called Recruit Me. So picture me as a 5-star point guard from Los Angeles, and I cut my list down to 4 schools. UCLA, Duke, Maryland, and can you guess the 4th one?
Delaware State.
Delaware State. So how are you going to convince me to commit to Delaware State?
Oh, man, against them, I'm some great schools, but
I brought the
man,
big guns for this one.
Yeah, you brought out the big guns right there. But I'm going to say one thing that stand out that none of those other 3 schools have is no crazy, crazy homecoming. We got Lord Dirk coming. We got Herbo coming. We got anybody you can name. Yeah, we got everybody. We got who we had last year. We had Lil Baby and Gunna come. Homecoming, man. I'm telling you, homecoming is something different that, like, I feel like every kid should experience. It's almost like Lollapalooza or something at your school. So it's like the whole weekend is like fun events. You got the football game, you got alumni coming. Like, it's just a different experience. I think everybody should come to, and then you can play in the MEAC, man. It's turned up every game. People on the floor. You know what I'm saying? They yelling at you, screaming, like. And then, I mean, we live in a nice facility. Like, we got all the stuff any high major guy, just the basics. Like, we ain't gonna have all the, high tech computer stuff, but everything you need, we got it right here, man. Come get right.
How's Coach Eric Skeeters? Give me some more info on that.
Man, that guy is hilarious, but he really like a dad really to everybody. I think that's part of the reason why a lot of the guys like wanted to come play for him, or because I only been there for a year, or the year I had set out, but the main reason I think everybody like being around him is just like he's a good dude, like at heart. He just can't help it. Like, he always trying to help. Really look at us like his kids. He was away from his kids for like most of the time coming to DSU. He had to leave his family in Virginia, so I think he like took us in his family. So that's one thing I can say about him. And I knew him coming into Del State, like growing up in high school. He just always been the same, a fun dude to be around, and treat you like his family. Definitely, like, could call him anytime. He gonna pick up the phone. He don't have like an ego where you can't meet with him or say anything. You can always meet with him. Office always open. Always laughing and joking with all the teachers around campus. Oh, he's on campus telling guys to come to the game. Like, that's the type of coach he is. Like, it's just all fun with him, man. Like, until the games come, then it's like, yeah, he on you. But yeah, he's just a loving dude. I feel like he just can't help it. He just always nice to people, laughing, joking, good, kind-hearted dude.
You gave me a small idea of what a Delaware State game would be like, but now just give me that huge picture of Memorial Hall on game day.
Memorial Hall on game day, it's all. I used to always come to the arena like way earlier than everybody else. So I come in while the dudes setting up in there, like the people setting up the court, putting down the chairs, cleaning up, whatever they doing. Like, I was definitely getting love from every faculty member. Everybody was tuned into the games on campus, man. When you walk across campus, the guy at Chick-fil-A he knows game day. Like, it's like a small campus, so everybody know what's going on. Everybody tuned in. You walk in the class, your teacher like, good game. Like, you at the big university, like, you 300, probably 100 kids in the class. Like, the teacher probably know or don't know. Like, you don't get a chance to really interact with a bunch of the faculty and, people around campus. So Memorial Hall on game day is definitely everybody talking about what they going to wear to the game, meeting up with their friends, and they going to eat together and go straight to the game or whatever. So I just think, man, it's just always a fun experience. But going to Memorial Hall, definitely, I would say it's turned. That's the word I'm gonna use. Turn.
Okay. I think I've heard enough. With everything you've been saying, I'm gonna commit to the Delaware State University.
Oh yeah, you gotta come over, man.
I mean, you had me
Welcome
at
to
little
the
baby. I'm
family.
gonna be completely honest.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you. I'm excited to win 4 straight MEAC championships, 4 straight March Madness championships, and put
Yes,
Delaware State
sir.
on the map.
Yep. You gotta do it for us. You gotta be the one.
Of course, of course.
I'm passing it down to you, man. I'm passing it down to you.
Officially,
Anything you need, let me know.
of
I got you.
course. Well, that concludes this episode of For Goodness Take. John, thank you so much for being on the show. Any final questions or comments?
Nope. I appreciate you for having me, man.
Of course. Best of luck to you in the future, and I will see you in the NBA.
Yeah, same to you. Keep going, man. I like what you're doing.
Thank
You
you
got
so
my
much.
stamp. From Baltimore. You ever come to Baltimore, you good. Let me know.
And I'm getting some
We'll
crab
get you a
cakes next
crab
time I
cake.
go.
I'm going to get you a crab cake for sure. But yeah,
Of
man. It was nice
course.
to meet you.
You too.
All right.